A volcano suddenly erupted, and a car full of passengers was instantly surrounded by magma. In this deadly situation, the driver of the car behind quickly told his passengers to get ready to jump out. Then he kicked open the front windshield, slammed the gas pedal, and pushed the car in front from behind, giving everyone a brief chance to escape from the sea of fire. However, the downhill road was already covered with magma, so they had to find another way to reach the airport. When they finally arrived, the airport was packed with evacuees. Half of the runway had collapsed, leaving it too short for a normal takeoff. That's when the captain noticed a small cargo plane nearby. It was the only aircraft that could possibly take off with a limited runway. Some people hadn't returned yet. After waiting as long as possible, the captain finally ordered everyone to board the cargo plane. As the plane began to take off, an unexpected accident occurred. Meanwhile, a man who had been trapped finally made it back to the airport, only to find it completely deserted. One large passenger plane was still there. He immediately came up with an idea after spotting a huge water tank beside the damaged runway. He told everyone to board the passenger plane and taxied it toward the part of the runway buried in lava. Then he waited for the heat to weaken the tank. As soon as the tank burst and released a massive flood of water, he pushed the throttle to maximum power. The plane surged forward and managed to lift off safely. But before they could celebrate, the right landing gear was damaged by the extreme heat and couldn't retract, and the left engine caught fire. He quickly hit the fire suppression switch and extinguished the flames, but the engine was now useless. Then, the man suddenly heard the captain's voice over the radio. The cargo plane was in serious trouble. Its fuel tank was leaking, and they were running out of power. The captain planned to make a water landing, but the sea was freezing cold. Survival chances were almost zero. That's when one of the passengers had an idea. They could connect both planes with a cable and use a rescue basket to transfer people from one plane to the other midair. The control center strongly opposed the idea, but there was no time left. The man let the passengers decide, and they all agreed. They soon caught up to the cargo plane and matched its speed. Once ready, the passenger plane opened its cabin door, and the cargo plane extended the cable. When it was secured, the first passenger got into the rescue basket, and despite the roaring wind and turbulence, safely crossed over. But then, the control center radioed in again. They were entering a storm zone and had to increase speed. As the last few passengers were transferring, the ropes suddenly snapped, and some people fell before they could grab on. When the final survivors reached the passenger plane's door, another accident struck. The rescue basket broke. Now only the captain and a safety officer remained on the cargo plane. With no basket left, they had to crawl across the cable themselves. But the seats securing the rope gave way, and the safety officer slipped and fell. The cargo plane's fuel finally ran out, and it began gliding down. The captain kept going, fighting to stay on the cable. Just as the cargo plane started to crash, he managed to climb onto the passenger plane. The pilot immediately pulled the nose up. Soon, they reached the sky above an airport where dozens of fire trucks and ambulances were waiting.